Hi there, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Ali and I live by the sea in Wales, and I'm a mum of 4 beautiful children, 2 girls and 2 boys. I share all sorts of videos on here, like from our days in the life videos to parenting, interiors, what we're eating. Basically, I share my life on here and I'd really like you to come along and watch. So if you don't want to miss a video, do hit the subscribe button. Today I'm going to be talking about keeping your mental health up while in lockdown. The current date is 7th of May, so we're right at the end of 6 weeks of lockdown, and there's talk about easing the lockdown a little bit, which is very welcome in a way. Obviously it's a little bit scary to go out into the real world after all this, and everything's going to be very different for ages. So we'll still be on lockdown to an extent. And I don't know about you, but I've struggled quite a bit with the massive change in freedom. I'm someone who likes to travel and go out, and I go out every day and I see my friends and I go shopping, and it's been a real culture shock. Also being home with 4 children who you have to home educate as well as trying to do a bit of work is a real struggle and messes with your head a little bit, doesn't it? It's not easy every day. So I thought I would share some tips with you on how I've been helping my mental health during lockdown. I do suffer from anxiety, but it's been okay while I've been on lockdown. I have had what I would describe as a really suffocating feeling. I feel really claustrophobic, and that's a result of like having my freedoms taken away, I presume. So there are a few things I've been doing to help with that, and the exact same things I've been doing with the kids. So even if you're not, like, if you're coping really well, that's great, but your children might not be, you can adapt what I'm saying to do it with your children, because they might be struggling too. So the first, my absolute top tip is to exercise. Always, exercise gives you feel-good endorphins. It's going to make you feel so much better. It's really, really hard to motivate yourself, especially if you're feeling a bit low. But afterwards, you'll feel amazing. So that is what I would recommend first. Obviously, exercise is difficult during lockdown, but I have shared a video on how to exercise at home, so go and watch that. Basically, it's all sorts of exercises you can do at home: YouTube workouts, skipping in the garden, go for a run for your 1 prescribed exercise a day, do a bit of yoga. Anything like that's going to really help your mind, believe it or not. Another thing I think really helps is talking about how you're feeling. If you can talk to your friends or your family, whether you're in lockdown with, you can, like, a problem shared is a problem halved, isn't it? And you'll find that everyone else is feeling a bit the same, and that is often quite reassuring. So I would definitely open it up, and will also open that conversation between you and your children. They might be feeling funny or anxious or strange, or just, obviously it's a weird situation. So you could share how you are feeling and they can share how they're feeling, and just open up that conversation. And you never know, they might have some helpful tips for you on how to cope, and you might be able to offer them some advice, so it could really help everyone. So definitely do talk about it. If you're feeling really, really bad, there are helplines still open that you can phone and talk to someone. You can phone and talk to your GP, everything like that. It's all still open for you to access. Just pick up the phone. Another thing I find really helps is reading. I absolutely love reading, and it helps me so much because when I'm reading, it transports me into a different world, and it takes all my thoughts away of, like, from what I'm experiencing at the moment. So it's just that mental release while you're reading a book, especially if it's a really good book. One I read recently was called The Foundling, and it was so good. It really took my mind off everything. So we've got a lovely local bookshop who will deliver books, which is great, but you can also buy them. You can buy them off Amazon or a Kindle and have them downloaded to your device. There are loads of free books as well, so you don't always have to pay for books. If money is an issue, there are free books on Kindle and on iBook, and most libraries have some sort of online access system where you can read magazines and things like that. So that's definitely worth looking into. But yeah, reading really helps, so definitely try that. Another thing I think is really important is to keep those lines of communication open between your friends. One of the highlights of my week is that we do a weekly quiz night with some friends. Funnily enough, they're friends who live in Birmingham, which is a couple of hours away from where we are, so we don't see them anyway that often, a few times a year, but we're like chatting every week now. We use a house party app and we follow a quiz on YouTube, and it's brilliant. We're just keeping in touch. It's like something to look forward to. And I've also had Zoom meetings online, so I've done a Zoom baby class every week, which again is one of our highlights because it's connecting with those familiar faces and it's just something to do that's a bit out of the norm. I've also had a Zoom chat with the girls, which is nice, so all sat there with a glass of wine and putting things to rights like we normally would, except for we're all on your computer screen basically. And obviously you can FaceTime people, but definitely like keep those lines of communication open. Reach out to your friends, just send them a message. I'm trying to like reach out to my friends all the time just so that we don't, you know, we can be there to support each other and we don't lose touch. I think this is also really important for your kids as well. Make sure they're able to keep in touch with their friends. If you know the parents of the kids, that you can arrange for them to FaceTime each other. Another one we use is Facebook Messenger video between the kids. And yeah, it's nice to have them be able to chat to their friends and keep in touch. Now the last one is you can get some online workshops and courses, things like that. And while you shouldn't put yourself under any pressure to do anything, I think focusing yourself on learning something new or developing an interest or something like that is actually really useful if you're feeling a bit wobbly, because it gives you something to focus on and it takes your attention off what you're worrying about. So I've got a couple of courses lined up that I want to do. They kind of work related. I've also signed one of my daughters up to a like resilience course because she was doing something like that in real life a few months back, and then there is one online that she can do, so we're going to try that. And yeah, it's just sort of, I think it's about keeping yourself distracted a lot of the time. Another thing I actually think really helps, which is a bit weird, is like get up, have your shower, do your hair, do your makeup, act like you normally would every day. You will feel so much better than if you're slobbing around in your pyjamas looking a mess. While there is nothing wrong with slobbing around in your pyjamas looking a mess, we all do that from time to time. It just, me personally, and I know a lot of other people, it just really helps to, it helps you feel good. If you look good and you've put a little bit of effort in, I feel like I'm more like ready to face the day, feel a little bit more like my usual self. So yeah, getting up and doing my hair and doing my makeup, even though I'm not going anywhere, really helps me with my mental health. So yeah, short and sweet, but I hope those were useful tips for you. If you've got anything else that you find useful that's helping your mental health during lockdown, leave me a comment down below so everyone can read it and it can hopefully help us all. So thanks for watching. I hope to see you soon. Stay safe. Bye.